Right now, as you listen to this, millions of men are sitting in silence. They're letting their partners scream at them about something that happened 3 years ago. They're being told they're wrong for things they didn't do, apologizing for thoughts they never even had. And somehow, they always lose arguments about their own feelings. They swallow it, they back down, they try to fix it. And then, when these men finally put their hands up and say, "I'm done, I'm out," society acts shocked. Where did all the good men go? The answer is simple. They left. They checked out. They figured out one brutal, fundamental truth. The game is rigged against them. Today, we're going to break down exactly why so many men are walking away from dating and relationships entirely, and why that number is growing every single day. But first, before we dive into the deep end, think about this. Have you ever felt like you're constantly fighting a battle you can't win? If that sounds familiar, this next 7 minutes is going to change the way you see every single argument you've ever had. Let's talk about the strategy. Here's a test. Next time you're in an argument, try to identify what you're actually arguing about. I guarantee you can't. It started about the dirty dishes, then it jumped to her mother, circled back to that time in 2019, returned to your tone of voice, and somehow, it ended with you apologizing for her feelings. This isn't random. This isn't just how women are. This is a strategy, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. For many men, female emotion is now seen as strategic behavior. You think she's just upset, just emotional. But watch the pattern. The tears come exactly when you're making a valid point. The anger erupts precisely when you ask for accountability. The confusion happens right when you need a straight answer. It's tactical, and it works because men have been programmed to see female emotion as authentic, rather than a tactic to gain control. I had a client whose girlfriend would cry every time he brought up her spending. He showed bank statements, tears, mention a budget, waterworks. For 2 years, he never finished a financial conversation because he was too busy comforting her. She spent them into thousands of dollars of debt, and he was apologizing for making her cry about money. She doesn't want clarity. Clarity means accountability. She wants confusion, because confusion means control. She's playing psychological warfare. Beneath this strategy are hidden belief systems and spoken myths that govern modern dating. If you don't know the rules, you're already losing. 1. The mind-reading expectation. It's absolutely insane when you think about it. If you loved me, you'd know what I want without me telling you. Imagine if your boss fired you for not completing a task that they never told you about. That would be insane in the professional world. But in relationships, that's just Tuesday. Logic has no place here. 2. Emotional supremacy. Her feelings aren't just valid, her feelings are facts. She feels disrespected. Then you did disrespect her, regardless of your intent. Her emotions become reality. I counseled a man whose wife accused him of having an affair because she simply felt he was cheating. No evidence, no suspicious calls. Just a feeling. And in her mind, that feeling was proof enough. How do you disprove a feeling? You can't. That's the entire point. 3. The double standard. This one is the most accepted, yet the most toxic. She can scream, throw things, say the most vicious words imaginable. That's just expressing herself. But if you raise your voice once, you're aggressive, dangerous, and abusive. A client's wife threw plates at him during an argument. Actual plates. When he raised his voice, telling her to stop, she called the police, claiming she felt threatened. He was removed from his own home. She committed the assault, but his raised voice was the crime. That's the system working as designed. The consequences for men are devastating. Every interaction becomes a minefield. You're constantly walking on eggshells, censoring yourself, calculating the risk. Will this boundary cause a crisis? You're not living, you're surviving. You're not partnered, you're a hostage to someone else's emotional state. Men are waking up to this reality. They're seeing their friends destroyed in divorce court, their brothers falsely accused, their careers ended by accusations. They are doing the math. What exactly is the benefit of this arrangement? The modern relationship offered to men is basically this. Provide everything, expect nothing. Sacrifice everything, guarantee nothing. The cost is too high. The risk of false accusations, potential financial ruin, and the emotional labor of constant criticism. Young men are looking at this deal, seeing the wreckage of their fathers' lives, and choosing to say, hard pass. What happens when men walk away? They discover something shocking. Life without the relationship drama is actually pretty good. A client told me, I spent 10 years trying to make her happy, and I was miserable. I've spent 2 years making myself happy, and I feel great. He's got money now, because no one's spending it. Peace, because no one's creating drama. Energy, because no one's draining it. He's not anti-woman. He's pro-himself. The freedom men discover is intoxicating. No more apologizing for existing. No more managing someone else's emotions. No more being wrong by default. Many men don't leave in rage. They leave in resignation. They've just run out of energy. The next argument simply isn't worth having. The opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. Men are applying basic logic to relationships. If a business deal consistently loses money, you exit. If a game is rigged against you, you don't play. They're not afraid of relationships. They're afraid of what relationships have become. The man who is done with women isn't bitter. He's free. He's not angry. He's aware. He's choosing his own well-being over someone else's feelings. He's choosing his own growth over someone else's comfort. You are not broken for recognizing broken systems. You are not wrong for refusing to participate in your own destruction. Your worth doesn't require relationship confirmation. Your happiness doesn't depend on someone else's. So, why are so many men done with women? Because they've realized life is better without the drama, cheaper without the demands, more peaceful without the chaos, and more fulfilling without the criticism. They're not missing out. They're moving on.